Yeah, and it's very obvious why that fire is moving in a northerly direction because we have southerly winds. Let me explain for just a moment here. South winds mean they're coming from the south and also west. So we're kind of pulling it in like this and pushing not only the fire in a northerly direction, but also the smoke. So if you're downwind from that, say just on the east, the west side, or even on the north side of that fire, there's a likelihood that you might get some smoke on the north side. On the west side, not so much because of the direction of those winds, but they're still coming in at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Out of the southwest, that is going to be elevating the humidity, bringing down the temperatures, but fuel is so dry that it really allows a fire to burn so quickly at this point in the season. And we're about a month ahead of schedule of seeing some of this type of fire behavior. In terms of our peak wind gusts, upwards of 30 miles per hour near Marysville for today. Elsewhere, about 25 mile per hour wind gusts. This is down a little bit from yesterday, but anytime we see these types of conditions, always a point where we can be mindful about the types of tools that we're using to cut down grass, also using those in morning hours when we might see some higher humidity, lower temperatures, and also watch for those dragging parts with towing. Higher up in elevation, we've got our wind advisory in place until 9 o'clock tonight. Wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour. But again, our temperatures down by about 3 to 10 degrees from yesterday at this time. Gilmore Backyard, it's clear outside. Temperatures in the 70s throughout the valley. We're at 56 for Tahoe. Low pressure system still holding on through tomorrow with occasional gusty winds and also cooler temperatures. And then we get back to some heat coming back into the forecast by the end of the work week and into the weekend. 90s, not too far off. Highs for tomorrow in the 50s for this year. We're in the 60s as we head into the foothills with morning lows in the 40s. 5-day forecast will see dry conditions, but warming weather into the weekend. Highs mid to upper 70s with lows in the 30s and 40s. Highs across the coast in the 50s. We're in the 70s as we head inland for at least one more day before we start to get back to near normal temperatures. These temperatures right here are about 10 to 15 degrees below average, but the heat returns. Morning lows are also going to be quite cool, only in the 40s to right around 50. Our 10-day forecast, so we've got one more day in the 70s, and then we're back to the 80s and 90s by the time we head into the next weekend. And as you can see, next week, we might be getting back close to 100.